Well, it's great to be here at MadFest. I'm Josh Boydell. I'm from a bakery called Bells of Lazonby. We're based in the north, and I've come to talk to you today about a brand called We Love Cake. Move Fast and Cake Things is the name of the title. It's a play on the old adage of Silicon Valley, move fast and break things. So just a few messages to try and take away from today. I want to just show you how we've moved fast with the brand. We've broken a few things on the way, and just to encourage everyone to sort of take away the act of being brave here. So, going back to 2002, the cake category was an incredibly boring place. I mean, it was just a bit of a desert with tumbleweed going down it, and that was very much underserving the great customers and shoppers that shopped in the free-from. The reason behind that, I think, genuinely was that, I mean, it was an incredibly undeveloped space. You didn't have a lot of brands playing in the space, and it was just a very underserving of the customers that shop there. Why didn't brands stand out? I mean, it was just a simple thing. There was no one really doing anything very exciting in the space. This is my favourite meme of all time, with Homer Simpson being quite lumpy and going back into the sort of green. So that's what it felt like to be in the free-from category at the time. So what were brands doing that we wanted to do different? So the focus in free-from at the time was that it wasn't about the food, it was about everything that was lacking in food. So everyone was claiming it was free from milk, free from this, free from that, and they weren't actually focused on the incredible things that food can deliver, which food brings us all together at the end of the day, and we wanted to really create a brand that sort of sat in that space. It's been a lot of ups and downs for a good few years with the brand. We've been through, I think we're at the third major stage refresh now, so we've been from a place where we started from essentially zero, and we're a £10 million retail brand now, which has been incredibly fast. And our sort of latest iteration of that brand positioning was baked in joy to try and deliver that beautiful food cues into the market. I mean, this is a fairly scary graph, but we started selling under 500 packs in retail a year in sort of 2021, and then it's been like a sort of roller coaster of a ride where we sort of we did around 33,000 packs in 1 week a few weeks ago. And that's been probably one of the scariest journeys I've ever been on my life, with starting off very much going in as a challenger, and then the ups and downs that has taken us on that brand journey. I mean, if I point out a few of these, I mean, number one is we got to a place where we're a family business and we got to capacity, and we just couldn't simply make enough cake to deliver to the market, and we needed to increase price with price inflation. And we just dropped off a cliff. So it was how we recovered those sales. Point two, we refreshed the brand. We had to go back out into market, and we managed to recover our position. And then point three is becoming the real challenger and getting backed by Tesco and going all the way through mass distribution there. So we're in a really strong place with the brand. This is what we look like now, and it's been a very interesting journey to get to this position. As I said, we had 3 pack refreshes to get to this position, and we think that we're at a place now that really delivers those food cues through photography, naming, and brand position. We don't have a lot of money as a brand, so I'm just going to talk you through an example of how we kind of became a little bit viral, disrupted the market a little bit. So we launched the brand, we launched the flavour that was a chocolate orange cake slice into the market, and we wanted to kind of poke fun out of the bigger players that were playing with chocolate orange. So we took a look at Jaffa Cake, and we thought, do we go with the cake or cake not angle? And we thought that just wasn't quite interesting enough. So we thought we'd go out and find our very own Terry's chocolate orange. So by doing that, we called for taste testers to come forward, and is there anyone that wanted to be our Terry that would be our taste tester? And this worked fantastically. With a very low budget, we managed to get into nearly every piece of local press around the country. And that was just an example of how we do things different. And then that became a campaign that ran into digital. So when we did find our Terry, we had lots of people come forward. We were like, well, my mate's a Terry. I know Terry the cat down the road, and we created a digital campaign off the back of that.
And a velvety chocolate, tangy orange flavour, and the softest sponge. No, Terry, it's not for you. It's mine. Yummy.
So these were quick ads just to raise mass awareness of our brand and our new launch.
Oh, deep cocoa nights and zesty orange light, fluffy clouds, a soft delight. No, it's not yours. It's mine.
So our journey has been really from being from absolute zero to delivering truckloads of cake. So we're now at a position where we've got Arctic lorries of free-from cake coming out of our bakery every week. And it's really been from a challenger position, like going from under sort of 500 packs a week, we're now doing around 30,000 packs in market every week. And it's been being that total different challenger and challenging that boring space, which is free-from. And it's been a real journey, and if I'd like to see for you to take anything away from that today is be bold, move fast, challenge that status quo, and sometimes things do work out in the way that you want it to. I'm going to go to see if anyone would like to ask any questions about our sort of growth journey recently.
Wow.
We're going to get some.
Hi, yeah, we have no questions at the moment, but if anyone's got one, stick your hand up and we'll take it live.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your question? And I'll repeat it.
Okay, sorry, I thought I'd submitted via that. But as a startup, you've got no money and no budget. How do you find an agency to help you with brand identification,
Okay.
etc.?
As a startup, you're challenged by finance with little money.
Yeah.
How do you find an agency to help you get where you need to go?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. As a startup,
Yeah.
you're faced with the challenge of less money perhaps than bigger, more established companies.
Yeah.
How do you go about finding an agency that's going to work with you at that point and help you get where you've got to?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been really lucky with the agencies that we've partnered with. I think they really understand what we're trying to do. We have a very open conversation about budget at the beginning. We like to go on those journey with those agencies. I go around the country telling people that we're going to be the biggest cake brand in the category. We're at number 2, but for a while that looks pretty crazy. So when we go into an agency, we look for the people that are going to believe in that journey, and then try and stay with them for the long term and see how we can deliver that full plan of creative or creative ideas. I just don't think being a flash in the pan when you're on those kind of journeys works when you're looking at trying to partner with an agency. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Another question? Anyone? Okay, yes, we've got one here.
Can you talk a little bit about holding your nerve when you saw that dip in the market and sort of any of the process that you were thinking around that?
Sorry, I can't hear that too
Can you
well.
repeat the question?
Just in terms of, because obviously you see this incredible climb and then the dip in the market when you had to recalibrate and pricing and all of that.
Yeah.
What was the sort of internal thinking around kind of keeping momentum up or, any strategic decisions you had to make at the time?
I mean, I got that then, yeah. I mean, it was an incredibly scary time for the brand, and it's, we're not a business that relies on massive bank loads or anything like that. And so I think we had to go into our retail partners and really explain and say, look, listen, we really truly believe in this proposition. We've had to raise price, but that we believe in our brand position and that we will weather that storm. We were very lucky that, to come into London, I think the best metaphor that I can sort of give you that it's like, try to grow a brand just in general. It's like, if you're a northerner trying to speak to someone on the tube, you can speak to 100 people and they will think you're mad. But one person will show you how to get to Euston, and they will eventually get there with that.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you. That's great. So that was Josh Boydell-Smith from Lazonby, and We Love Cake. Thank you, Josh.